Okay, we're here at the field report. Now, one of the things I'm learning, and I've learned this from just doing homework, and you can look up some of the information. I'll put some links below once I catch up here. So I told you guys that one of the things about what we're trying to do is set the stage for some things, because really, if we're going to do outdoor cooking, we have to be ahead of it. So really having a prep table on the on some of the things we're working on. And I'll show you here in a minute. Our next class will be on paper logs and how to have like maybe some Vaseline and having old paper and getting some candle wicks. If you are at the store or you have items that you can get, I would kind of get ahead of it. So it doesn't hurt to have a lot of jars of Vaseline. It doesn't hurt to have some of this in twine. So that's part of the project. This will be one of our other classes that we're working on. And I've already tried to do this. Okay, so this is already working out. Okay, now, fish. Clean catch. And making sure that when we are setting up the prep table to have the proper silverware, proper knives, the cleaning fish. I didn't know this until I did my homework, that different fish require different tools. So again, other things. And as you know, we've been on debris detail. We were in Missouri and we came back here, of all things, in tornado country. And being on debris detail, especially when you know that there's a storm ahead of you guys, or even if there isn't, it's still better to be prepared. So with all this, just to come back to tornado country. And in 1985, same thing. No one knows for sure if an area is going to be affected by a microburst or a tornado. So proper siding, proper things, having anything to hold something down. All right, well, let's talk about the proper shelter. Even though we don't have a fallout shelter per se, or even a storm shelter, this will still work out really. Okay, same thing with wiring, cleaning up live wire, things like that. These are things that we learned, again, in Branson, Missouri, because I remember that day when I was in Branson, I was talking to some of the clerks, and they said, oh yeah, this area doesn't get hit with tornadoes. And that day, that evening, we were hit with an EF3 that bounced back and forth on Highway 76, right on the strip. So, again, proves to always be ahead of it, prepare, listen to those who are listening. Just pay attention, especially when you see a front and a storm coming in. And also, you notice how after the tornado it got really cold. That's common. So, after an EF5 tornado, it went from 120 degrees to 50 degrees within 2 days. That's how, so, and you'll get the whole story once you really follow some of the previous stories on Discovery. And we were at the Discovery, we got to see the storm chaser's actual, vehicle. So, again, having the proper communication, have the proper wires. And there's a lot of people that chase storms, so make sure you're ahead of it. Clean up the old debris here. These grassy areas, same thing. Make sure all the old debris is off and out of the area. And just make sure your supply is always restock. Here's the thing. If you have dehydrated food, if you have anything that is already stocked up, it's smart to be ahead of it. So there you are, because you'll be an asset at a time. You'll be the biggest asset if you have your supplies and cleaned up. Okay, again, just having a brick oven, learning how to clean fish, and walking right through it. Okay, and there you go, right on through. Thank you for listening to the Field Report.